Hi, I just thought I'd put together a little video just explaining a couple of things. Obviously you don't actually see me on my videos very much. I kind of hate my voice and hate being in front of the camera, so this is always quite a rare occurrence. But I just wanted to put together a little video because I was trying to keep the channel running with steady updates and videos really regularly, and then obviously since the pandemic, since the lockdown, things seem to have changed in the world a bit. That meant a few things that I had planned couldn't come to fruition. So firstly I had to cut my trip to Egypt scuba diving short. I had to leave the country and try to get back into the UK, just for safety reasons, and because they were shutting everything down. So that was that was interesting. There's a couple of diving videos on from Egypt. One was sort of an advert I was making for Egypt International Dive Centre, which didn't really get finished the way I wanted it to, but there is a version of the advert on the YouTube channel. Unfortunately there's too much B-roll, not enough diving, because the trip got cut short. My next trip after Egypt, I was actually already supposed to have been to South Africa. I would have been taking my cameras and filming in the Kruger National Park, and also in a baboon rehabilitation centre, working with a charity there. Again, obviously the pandemic shut down all the flights, shut down all travel. I'm hoping that I can still get out to South Africa and help at the charity and get some of those bits done actually, and work with them. It's a really good cause. They're called CARE, and they're rehabilitating baboons. While we have been in lockdown, obviously I've been very lucky being here by the lakes and with a lot of nature and wildlife around me. I have been trying to get out, and it's I'll be honest, it's quite hard to stay motivated sometimes. I found that quite difficult on some days, but I've been able to get out and see the local wildlife, seen a lot of deer, as you'll see in some of the video stuff I've been putting up, and photography more on my Instagram, Daniel Biggin Photos. Really lucky, the deer seem to be letting me get closer and closer every day. There's also a bar now which I just haven't managed to get a good shot of yet. I see it most evenings, but I'm just never in the right place at the right time with the camera. There's a few other things, waterfalls. There's just so much nature and wildlife around here. I've been working on some mixes for a couple of bands in the studio here. One I can't really mention either of them, but I've been working on some mixes, an album for a band that's pretty well known, very well known, and some other bits and pieces in the studio, as well as trying to record some of my own stuff, some of my own ideas. Again, it's the pandemic hasn't helped mental health wise sometimes, and again it's hard to stay motivated, but I'm just being completely honest. I've done some stuff and I have spurts of motivation, and then kind of scrap everything and go, oh, this is no good. I've also been trying some new stuff with the camera, again photography wise, so mostly on my Instagram. Macro stuff, which is really new to me. I thought, macro stuff is just a case of shooting stuff close up. It's not at all. It's like learning photography from scratch, like you've never held a camera before. Everything about it is completely different. There's such a different approach to what you're doing. I've got some shots I'm pretty happy with, but like half a dozen out of a couple of hundred. It's not a great success rate yet, but I'm really looking forward to spending more time with this macro lens while I've still got it, and trying to hone that skill a little bit. It's completely new to me. But also I was just trying different things, completely new, completely different ideas for me. I've also just been out testing stuff out to see if there are ideas I can use in videos at a later date. So I was tried like smoke grenades and things like that, obviously not for nature and wildlife, but I just wanted to see how they would look at high frame rates, and I mean I can shoot 120 frames a second, which isn't super high, but it's enough, and so that was something interesting to try out. Other than that, just trying to keep my head above water with the lockdown. The pandemic has caused all of my work for the whole next year to be cancelled, so I have no income, which is terrifying. I'm really grateful for being able to have the time to get out and hone some more camera skills and spend some time in nature, but it is a bit daunting, not knowing necessarily where the next paycheck's going to come from. I'm working on stuff. I've actually applied for some stuff that's different to what I would normally do, just to earn some money. But yeah, it's interesting times. I'm sure there's thousands of people out there, well, I know there are thousands of people out there who have it much more difficult than I do, and so I'm just thankful that I have a roof over my head. I still have my studio for the time being. So yeah, I'm very lucky in one sense, but it's a bit scary looking into the future. But I'm just trying to keep my head above water, keep on top of my mental health the best I can, and trying to spend as much time outside as possible, what with the weather being really good. Been really lucky with that. One thing I really miss is having a garden, so I'm sort of growing some just herbs, tomatoes and chilies on my kitchen worktop as it is at the moment, which is pretty cool. I'm trying a time lapse of those, which is really interesting. It's a whole new challenge having a time lapse running for weeks at a time. I don't even know if I'm going to upload anything from the time lapse. It's more like a proof of concept and experiment for me personally to see if I can do a time lapse over such a long length of time. It'll be interesting because I think the time lapse is going to end up being about, I don't know, 8,000 or 9,000 photos. I had a couple of people message me asking me how I put a time lapse together in Final Cut Pro. If anybody does want to know that, I think I'm probably going to put a video together. I've never done tutorial videos before, but I found a way that works really well for me and is really, really fast. So I think I might put a video together just to say to other people, look, it's really easy, this is how I do it, and it's very, very quick. So maybe I'll put that online. If you want me to, maybe leave a comment asking, and then yeah, I'll definitely do it. Other than that, I've been trying to think of how I can do some videos without being able to travel. I've got some ideas. I'm trying some stuff that's completely different for me. One of the things I'll be uploading is a poem I wrote. I don't know why, I really wanted to put it together to video and some music. It's quite personal, but I don't know, it just felt like something I wanted to try. Hopefully it turns out okay. And other than that, I found some more old dive footage. So in the playlists I have the old videos from the Vault scuba diving videos. There's some more footage to go up on there, from old trip to Egypt, old trip to Red Sea. This will be the last one of those, I think, and then some stuff I never uploaded from diving in Cyprus. It's weird looking back at all the old dive videos for lots of reasons, for personal reasons, of course, but also just even in a handful of years, like the difference in camera quality from, say, a GoPro Hero 4 Black to a 7 Black is insane. I mean, it's night and day. It almost makes you feel like the Hero 4 Black footage is unwatchable in comparison. And then I've got some other stuff that I'm just gonna try a few different things out. So I actually wrote a list of things I wanted to say, because as I said, I just hate being on camera. I'm surprised I've actually managed to talk for a while, considering I hate being on camera. But I just thought it was time to just put something out there and just say, you know, I am still planning to do stuff. I'm sorry I haven't been keeping stuff up to date, but I'm sure no one's really missed it, and we all have bigger fish to fry right now. But hopefully people are still interested in seeing some stuff, and if they are, then there will be new content. Please just stay safe, look after each other, wash your hands, do anything you can to help the most vulnerable people in our society while keeping them and you safe. And also, just in the link below in the description, if you have, and I appreciate it's difficult times for everybody, especially financially, a lot of people at work, but if you have a spare penny, a spare pound, anything at all, please visit and help NHS Charities Together. There'll be a link in the description, and also the Trussell Trust, who are a food bank service, because, you know, I have no work for the rest of the year, but I still have food in my fridge. I still have a roof over my head, and there are a lot of people who that is going to become a much harder and harder reality for them to live in. And also NHS Charities Together, the NHS is the one thing we have in this country that I would fight to the death over now, and I think it's the one thing that we've done right in a long time, and we need to support it. So if you have anything, a spare penny, or you can give, then please just check out those links. Or even if you don't have anything spare to give, maybe just have a look and see the great work they're doing. So thank you, stay safe, look after each other. Sorry you had to look at this face for a while, and hopefully this video wasn't as boring as it feels. Thank you.